In today's episode, I talk about what I believe mindfulness is and give you a few practical tips that you can go and try.
This is how legends are made.
Hi there guys, my name is Ben Jackson and thanks for joining me on today's episode. As ever, I'm trying to put together videos as much as possible, as many times as possible, which give you some real practical advice of how to make a difference in your life. So the goal behind all of these is literally to give you the tools straight away to crack on, or at least give you something to think about which gets you to where you want to be. So that's the purpose behind these videos. And so today I wanted to talk about mindfulness and maybe give you my take on it. I think it's a real big buzzword right now and has been for a while, and it is hugely important, but there's a lot of talk about it. So what I do with clients, or when I'm talking with schools, how do I bring this in? And I really start with identifying the simple elements. Not looking to head off to a monastery just yet in the hills and spend hours in silent meditation. It's actually simply about beginning to the first steps of reducing the outside noise and focusing a little bit on the internal part of yourself and your mind. And the practices that I suggest and hand out and have proved successful are the simplest ones. Things that I suggest often is that if we're coming back from a heavy day of work, rather than going straight home, take the time to walk around the block an extra couple of times. Maybe make a note of the things in your day that you need to kind of get ready for the next day. This is a way of just focusing our thoughts and putting them to one side, i.e. reducing the noise, allowing ourselves to come home in a slightly more relaxed state. These simple practices aren't about kind of wiping stress, worry, anxiety away. It's simply about reducing the volume on the noise around you. And work can be one of the largest noises we have. So mindfulness is about just noticing ourselves a little more. Sometimes it can be about breathing. Sometimes it can be about just simply noticing that you are breathing and how fast you're breathing. If it's shallow, if it's deep. It can also be about how you're feeling in terms of, if you're sat down, how does the chair feel? What else can you sense around you? Just small little exercises which help to just reduce some of that stress, anxiety, or feeling overwhelmed. Sometimes it's really about creating a buffer, not about reducing all that external noise, but giving you a bit of space from all the things that surround you so you can focus on you a little bit more and put the external noise more into the background, allowing you some time to focus on you into the foreground a bit and look at what your needs are as well. And some of these techniques have proved very successful, and I think it's because they are quite simple. So I've spoken to a lot of people about these little things, about walking around the block, making notes, getting the thoughts out of your head. And that can happen either on your route, on your commute home, or it can be as you're in bed, looking to unwind from the day. These little habits work really well just to turn the volume down. But sometimes it's about understanding what we're trying to do in a larger context here. What is mindfulness about? What's it? I mean, we know what it's trying to do. I've just given a bit of an explanation, but what's the overall package here? What's the benefits? And for me, the way I best explain it is that the practice of mindfulness, practice of writing a list before you go to bed, the practice of walking on a block just to clear out your brain from the day at work, the way of just noticing your breathing, how you can just notice that for a moment and how you feel against the seat, what else you can sense. All these little things are ways to help you reduce anxiety or worry, which are overloaded of thoughts. These little practices, when they're applied consistently, can give you ongoing benefits. Now, what they are not, it's not a pill. You can't be a massively stressed person then think you're going to go around the block one or two times, write things out, and you're going to feel absolutely amazing. This is something that we need to begin to practice on a consistent basis. This is about trying it, seeing what works, adapting, noticing that something's working better than others and using those instead. Adaptation and flexibility. because the consistent approach to these little exercises is going to incrementally, over a period of time, give you what you need, which is a better frame of mind, maybe an improved mindset in dealing with challenges or stress. And the best analogy that I always use is that it's like the emergency services at an airport. Now, you've probably seen them lined up when you're flying or you're landing, and they're always there. But we don't always see them being used, and that's a really good thing. But the fact is, they are there for when they're needed. And it's the same with mindfulness, same with these little exercises. It's there when we need it. They're constantly available, constantly working on it, but they only come out when we need them to. So we need to keep on making sure they are there. And these little exercises help to do that. After a period of time, you may notice that you'll have a better way of handling more challenging situations. You're in a better mindset. And that may be from writing a list before bedtime for the last 2 or 3 weeks. And maybe that then shows up in some element of your life where you think, oh, I used to react quite badly to that or feel quite overwhelmed, and now I don't. It's these little practices which add up to that kind of result. So consider these things and why they're important. Maybe I've given you a few approaches which, are kind of really tangible. Maybe you can actually go and try and do them, rather than feeling you have to kind of be quiet or meditate for 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so in a very a darkened room or whatever, or have candles. It will remove that to the simple point of this, is looking to decrease the external noise around you, the voices, conversations, pressures, and increase or more awareness of self, to begin to turn the volume down on other parts of your life, allowing you to just concentrate on who you are and what's important to you. And some of these exercises are a great way of doing that. So take that, enjoy it. If you have tried these, I think it's a good idea, please give the video a like and drop me a comment, because that'd be fantastic to hear from you. I'd love to get any questions that I can help you with, and I'll turn it into a video and give some real advice. But other than that, I hope you're doing fantastically well wherever you are, and I'll catch you next time.
This is how legends are made.